Most people speak to impress, to be seen, to be praised, to be remembered. But the Stoics, they didn't waste breath. Their words were forged in silence, sharpened by pain, and spoken with purpose, not for applause, but for transformation. As empires burned and chaos ruled, they stood still, unshaken. In a world chasing noise, they chose meaning. 4 words, spoken not loudly, but deeply. Words that cut through fear and shaped the soul. Words that could change your life. Endure and persist. 2 words, but in them, the full weight of Stoic strength. Life doesn't ask for your permission to be difficult. It doesn't explain the storms before they arrive. It simply rains. And the Stoic, unlike the crowd, does not curse the sky. He walks forward. He doesn't flinch at discomfort or beg for ease. He doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He knows there are none. The test is now, and the only true measure is how still he stands in chaos. Not with pride, not with defiance, but with unshakable resolve. To endure is not to suffer passively, but to accept reality as it is and continue. To persist is not to push blindly, but to move with purpose, no matter how slow, no matter how heavy the burden. This is what separates the ordinary from the unbreakable. The willingness to keep walking through the storm while others seek shelter. Epictetus was no stranger to pain. A slave, a cripple, a man denied every comfort, yet he never broke. He taught us that hardship is not the enemy's weakness. Complaining changes nothing, but character, that changes everything. And character is forged through trials, through quiet battles no one sees, through moments when quitting whispers in your ear, but your feet keep moving anyway. So when life rains down hard on your plans, your hopes, your soul, remember this. The Stoic does not flee. He does not fold. He does not fall in love with ease. He endures, and he persists. Pain arrives uninvited. It sits with you in silence, in chaos, in the quiet moments no one else sees. It wraps around your chest, weighs down your thoughts, and whispers lies that this is forever. But the Stoics knew better. They knew that no storm has the power to outlast the sky, that every shadow owes its life to light, and that time, relentless, indifferent, merciful, devours all things, even suffering. This too shall pass. It's not a wish, it's not hope, it's reality, etched into nature itself. What is now unbearable will become a scar. What feels endless will one day be a memory, softened by distance and dulled by endurance. And that moment when the sun breaks through the clouds, you'll remember. You stayed standing, you didn't run, you didn't beg, you endured. Pain is not permanent, it is a test, a flame that either burns you or forges you. And when you hold the line, when you meet the suffering head-on without asking why, without breaking, you become something greater than what you were before. Not untouched, but unshaken. The Stoics didn't fear the dark. They stood in it, and they reminded themselves, over and over, this too shall pass, not to feel safe, but to feel free. We spend most of our lives gripping tightly to things that were never ours to hold. Other people's opinions, the past, the chaos of the world. And in that grip, we lose ourselves trying to manage storms that don't answer us. But the Stoics knew better. They carved their strength from a single truth. Focus only on what you control, your actions, your responses, your attitude in the face of hardship. That's the battlefield you own. Everything else? Illusion, distraction, noise. Peace isn't found in controlling the uncontrollable, it's found in releasing it. Like a hand unclenching and letting the sand fall through its fingers, the wise man learns to surrender what he cannot govern. Not with weakness, but with clarity, because every second wasted on what's outside your reach is a second stolen from your power. You don't control the outcome, only your effort. You don't control the world, only your mind. And when you finally understand that, you stop fighting the tide, and you start becoming the anchor. The Stoics didn't chase control. They chose it by narrowing their focus, sharpening their aim, and mastering the only thing they ever truly owned, themselves. Let go. Breathe. Take back your power not by force, but by focus. That's how peace begins. Memento mori means you must die. 3 words that carry the weight of eternity. In the quiet presence of a skull and a burning candle, the Stoics found their greatest clarity. Death was not feared. It was embraced not as a curse, but as a compass. A reminder that every breath is borrowed and every moment a chance to choose virtue over vanity, purpose over pleasure. To the Stoic mind, death was not the end. It was the beginning of urgency, a call to stop delaying what matters, to stop assuming tomorrow is promised. The candle burns, the wax melts, and with it, your life shortens. What are you doing with it? This isn't meant to frighten you. It's meant to free you from petty anger, from holding grudges, from wasting time chasing things that won't follow you to the grave. Death levels everything. Kings and beggars return to the same dust. So why waste your days trying to impress those who won't even remember your name? The Stoics believed that keeping death close sharpens the blade of the present. You begin to see clearly. You stop putting off the hard work. You say what needs to be said. You start becoming who you were meant to be. Memento mori strips away the illusion of endless time. And in doing so, it teaches you how to live. Not later, not someday, but now with fire, with clarity, and with resolve. Because death isn't the enemy. Wasting life is. Memento mori. Let the candle burn. Let the skull remind you. Live like you're dying, because in truth, you are. And that is your greatest gift. When the world grows loud, return to these words. Let them anchor you, shape you, and forge you in silence. They are not just ideas. They are armor for the soul. Each time you say them, you carve strength into your spirit. Not once, not twice, but every single day. This is how transformation begins, not with noise, but with discipline. Repeat them, live them, and watch yourself rise. Follow for more Stoic power.